Hello, I'm Sami Bisasso. I'm a clinical lecturer in Dental Institute, Queen Mary University of London. I'm a dentist who qualified in Syria in 2003 and moved to the UK in 2016. And I would like to share my experience to be a qualified dentist here with you, going through what I have found in terms of processing and working with others to be a qualified dentist. I'm not to focus on materials and resources because it's already online, but I'm going to talk about hints and things that might help you to be a qualified dentist and pass these exams. First of all, I would suggest and advise that you put a scheduled target for yourself. Okay, so you have to see from your own experience about yourself that how long this process will take. Of course, you have to ask colleagues about their experience and try to find a good model that they pass the exam in a not long time, because some people might push you backward or pull you back in their bad experience. However, you can find another people who passed this exam in a reasonable time. So for yourself, I would advise that you put a scheduled target, and that means that you need a commitment. Commitment in different ways. Is it financial? Is it in terms of time? It's psychological commitment or physiological commitment. All of that you have to consider when you put your target. The second advice is to get advice and support from experienced people who pass the exam. It's very important to avoid getting the advice from people who may pull you back. I remember people who told me this process will take more than 5 to 6 years. However, I was lucky to pass it in less than 3 years. And I know one of my friends who pushed me forward and he passed it in less than 2 years. So try to find a role model who is who was successful in this process and try to get his advice. The third thing, which is I believe is very important, is not to try to isolate yourself. I know as people coming from overseas, they found it difficult to be engaged in the environment, medical or dental environment. So try to not isolate yourself. Try to be engaged in courses, in groups, either on website groups or in attending seminars, attending what we call getting involved with communities, and that will build up more confidence in terms of communication skills. And as we know, a huge part of this exam is about communication skills with the dental staff, communication skills with the patients. So to have this confidence, it's very important to be involved in groups and communities that will help you to pass through that. Okay, and as I say, it's part of the exam, the communication skills. So getting on that is very important, and the ethics and law is another part of the exam, which will gain a lot, which you will gain a lot of it by getting into communities and courses. And do not say and underestimate any course. You are going to get a little bit from here, a little bit from there, and that will help you to pass your exam and get more confidence when you go through the process. And even like I know there is several barriers through that exam. One of them is the starting point of when you want to get into your application and get the IELTS score. I think it's very important to try and to find a place that you improve your English skills as much as you can. And of course, in the second part of the exam, there is a lot of things depend on your communication skills and your confidence with dealing with the patients. So the third advice was about getting involved as much as you can in courses, communities, lectures, and seminars. The first advice is about, in addition to the resources that mentioned in the website, it's very important to go to the GDC website to go to see all the guidelines, all the hints that they talked about it. In addition to that, if you are doing the LDS or the ORE exam, the Royal College of Surgeons website is very important as a resource of information, as a resource of guidelines, which is, as an overseas dentist, we are not familiar with it. So it's very important to keep going into this website and be familiar with the guidelines. The last thing I would like you to consider that this exam is not impossible. As others can pass it, you can pass it. And we know that almost it's about 50% pass this exam, 50% fail. So you have to look at the 50% that pass the exam and you say that I'm going to be part of that 50 that are going to pass. It's not impossible, however, it's not easy. It needs, as I said at the beginning, commitment, and it needs a lot of hard working. And you should try to find the gaps in yourself. Each dentist has a good point in his career in terms of skills, knowledge, and has a weak points or weak gaps. He tried to fill it. So try to get benefits from other experience, to know your gaps, to know how you can fill that gaps, to improve your skills, to improve your communication skills, hand skills, knowledge, experience, all of that to pass the exam. And I really wish you all the best in your journey in this exam, and good luck.